What is up everyone, Matt here again. So today I'm going to be reviewing Bleach Chapter 648, the Theatre Suicide Scene 2. Now, the chapter begins with Ichigo chasing after Askin. Ichigo catches up to Askin and he's like, where's Grimmjow? What did you do with him? Did you actually beat him? And Askin goes, oh, it's not about winning or losing. And Ichigo's like, just answer the question. And it's a bit short-lived because basically Ichigo's about to, battle Askin, and all of a sudden everyone just gets stopped dead in the tracks. It turns to night in the sky. Everyone's like, what the hell's going on? Ganju's there, he's like, what the hell's going on? It's night time and it's really cold. And then Chad's like, nah, the temperature hasn't actually dropped at all, it's like the feeling of getting the chills. Or Hime's like, oh, it's running all throughout my body. And Ichigo's like, this Ryatsu, it's Kyoraku-san. So that's when we get on to the actual main bit of the chapter. So Lily Barrow and Shunsui's fight is continuing. Obviously, as we know, Shunsui activated his Bankai last chapter, and Lily Barrow's like, oh, this is an illusion, it's like the sky's turned to night, it's not an actual illusion. So Shunsui's there. Shunsui's like, Lily Barrow says, are you done running then? Shunsui's like, I'm sorry, it's rude of me to keep you waiting, would you mind sharing your first impressions of my Bankai? How does the world appear to you? And he goes, it's a gloom desolate place full of melancholy and despair. So that's your ability, is it? It makes, it makes the place a bit murkier. But that's definitely not it. So, Lily Barrow looks like, he says, well, that's okay, because I'm a messenger of God, I don't feel emotions. And he starts, doing his attacks again. It looks like he blows a part of the palace off, which is ridiculous. And he says, we weren't able to gather any intel on your Bankai, but that doesn't matter. The owner of this, Zanpakuto, if he dies, the Bankai is just going to disappear. And that's when we get on to the interesting part of the chapter. So after that, out of nowhere, it appears that Lily Barrow has got a wound on around his stomach or his rib cage sort of area, the side of his chest or abdomen. He's like, what the hell's going on? And then Shunsui's like, this is the first level, hesitating sharing of the wound. So this is actually what I got. I actually guessed this from last week. So apparently the first ability of Shunsui's Bankai is any wounds that you inflict on your opponent, so Shunsui in this instance, will emerge on your own body as well. So I guess this, if someone attacks Shunsui and does damage, it's inflicted back on them. I didn't know it doesn't matter that it happened in the past before the Bankai. I thought it would only be after the Bankai is activated. But this is ridiculous. Interestingly enough though, Shunsui says, I regret to inform you, you're not going to be able to die from the wounds. Which is ridiculous. Lily Barrow's a bit like, what the hell? What is the meaning of this? And Shunsui's just like, it's my Bankai, dude. Pay attention. So now Shunsui's gone on to the second level. Bed of shame. So the man shamed by the wounds inflicted on him by his opponent, so in this instance Lily Barrow, because he inflicted wounds on Shunsui, and the first level inflicted the wounds back on Lily Barrow, the second level is activated, and it says here, the wounds inflicted on him by his opponent, overcome with that shame, lays himself down, carrying in his bed, and is stricken with an incurable disease. So blood's just literally just like coming out of Lily Barrow. And now we're on to the third level, which is a bit of a weird one. Dangoi's Abyss. So those having resolved themselves cast their bodies into the water gushing forth until their Ryatsu completely expires. and this is the end of the chapter. So it appears that Shunsui has emerged Lily Barrow and himself in Dangoi's pit or abyss, and it appears that while they're in there, their Ryatsu's just starting to kind of expire, like that, sort of like that drowning, but the Ryatsu's that air and the air's going out of them sort of thing. So it appears that they both die if they're in here. So I don't know if it's a case of they can still fight. So if Shunsui kills Lily Barrow, he can just go out, or if this is like a sort of, he's like locked himself in a room in a fire. So even if Shunsui dies, Lily Barrow will also die. So it's sort of like a contamination quarantine zone. So it's a kind of it's kind of like a backup. So whatever happens, Lily Barrow isn't getting out of this, but Shunsui at least has a chance to get out of it if he beats Lily Barrow, which is quite smart and brave when you think about it. It's like Shunsui's like, whatever happens, I'm not letting this guy get out of here, which is how they should all fight, to be honest, because if, you know, what's the point in getting beaten if they're just going to go on and kill someone else? Whereas if you're fighting them, if there's any chance you can stop them no matter what, take that chance. You know, so the stakes are higher, but at the same time, no matter what happens, you've won. Even if you die yourself, you've stopped him. Interesting enough, though, that it appears that Ichigo and the rest of those people are actually in it. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen with that, and if that affects them. Which would be quite awkward, because if Ichigo's fighting Askin and this counts, Ichigo could fuck himself up pretty badly. I don't know if, as I said, I don't know if it applies to everyone in there or if it just applies to Shunsui. So if, obviously, maybe it doesn't matter if Ichigo kills Askin, because it's not Shunsui, because it's Shunsui's Bankai, or maybe it does actually, everyone's included even if you don't want to be, which is a bit iffy. But it'd be interesting to see what happens. I mean, what happens with Orihime? I mean, does it even reverse healing? So if Orihime heals someone, it actually hurts them? Don't know. Anyway, it's an interesting chapter. It'd be interesting to see what happens next chapter, and if the fight is already concluded after 3 chapters. I can't imagine it'll be a particularly long fight, but maybe they will drag it out. I hope they don't. But yes. Anyway, as always, thank you for watching this video, and I'll definitely see you on the next one. Bye now.